Hello, I'm Patrick Wood. I'm the editor of Private Dentistry magazine, and I'm joined today by Sandy Ortanca, the marketing manager of BTL Industries. Sandy, it's good to have you here with me today. How are you?
Thank you so much, Patrick. I'm very good. How are you doing?
I'm doing really well, thank you. And I'm really interested to hear what you've got to talk about today, because there's been a huge shift in facial aesthetics towards non-invasive treatments recently, and that sparked a lot of new energy-based innovations. Could you tell me a little bit about the benefits of these technologies for expanding a dental practice's facial aesthetics offering?
Absolutely. Well, you're right. There has been definitely a shift in patient mentality towards more non-invasive treatments. And that could be for a number of different reasons. It could be that they simply are maybe afraid of needles or just don't want to go down that invasive route. Or maybe they're looking for a more natural result and they don't want to look too done. So there's many different factors as to why patients will be looking for more non-invasive treatments. But that really does spark a huge opportunity for practices to incorporate this into their patient journey. And it does allow you to also treat multiple different concerns that maybe you can't quite get to with injectables. So you're opening up a whole new sort of realm of revenue possibilities for the practice. And one device from the BTL portfolio that feels like a really great fit for this kind of opportunity is BTL's Emface, which is one of our newest devices that we launched last year. It's a combination of synchronized radio frequency and muscle stimulation, and it's really working to lift, tone and elevate those muscles in the face completely non-invasively and in just a 20-minute treatment.
Wow, so that sounds really interesting. Can you tell me a bit more about the technology behind Emface and also some of the outcomes for patients?
Absolutely. So I actually have some of the Emface applicators here to show you. So as I was saying, it's a combination of two different modalities, and you can see at the back here where they are delivered. So we've got the synchronized RF and then the high-fez muscle stimulation coming through there as well. And we have three different patches. So we first launched with the cheek and the forehead patches, and as you can see, it just pops on there. And we launched last month, we just launched the Emface submentum patches as well. So you're able to target the full face and sort of double chin area, which is an amazing opportunity because you're able to kind of mix and match these applicators depending on your patient's needs or outcomes. Or of course, you can do the full treatment from the forehead to the cheeks and the submentum. And so the synchronized radio frequency is really working to stimulate collagen and elastin, whereas the high-fez, the muscle stimulation, is working on that muscle tone and density. And some of the clinical results that we have is actually a 30% increase in muscle tone, a 37% reduction in wrinkles, and then a 23% more lift. And one thing actually to note is BTL has really medical roots. We actually started in cardiology and physiotherapy devices. So the aesthetics division, of which Emface is one of the devices of, all of those devices are also clinically backed with multiple clinical studies and peer-reviewed studies. So you can be really kind of confident in these devices and the results that you can expect for patients.
And how does something like Emface complement an existing facial aesthetics treatment menu?
Well, I think the interesting thing about BTL's Emface is that it does work incredibly well as a standalone treatment, but it also can be combined really well with your more injectable treatments like your toxins or dermal fillers. And what a lot of our practitioners will do is, if somebody, patients coming in for facial rejuvenation, they'll often start them on a course of BTL Emface. And the protocol that we recommend is one treatment every 3 to 14 days apart for 4 treatments. So typically, patients will have one treatment a week for 4 weeks. And you will see the optimum patient outcome at that 3-month mark post-treatment. So that's the perfect time to get your patient in for a review and discuss with them if there's any other areas that they feel maybe need a little bit more fine tuning. And that would be a great time to maybe tweak or refine with some dermal filler or perhaps some toxin as well. So that's kind of a typical approach that our practitioners use when they're combining Emface with injectable treatments. And we actually we partnered very recently with a dental surgeon named Dr. Lee Walker, who is an incredible aesthetics trainer and figure in the industry. And he carried out a case study with our BTL Emface. And he had a patient who was in her 40s, and she had a little bit of mid-face, loss of volume, and really just wanted to define and sort of lift those contours. He treated her with 3 sessions of Emface. So actually she didn't have the full 4, she had the 3 sessions. And then he fine-tuned with a small amount of dermal filler just along the jawline. He actually took some 3D images of the patient, and those scans showed a 16 cc increase in volume from Emface alone. And that's just incredible results to be able to achieve non-invasively in just a 20-minute treatment with absolutely no downtime. And if you were to perhaps inject 16 cc of dermal filler, that's not going to look natural. And so the great thing about Emface is that we're working with patients' own bodies' capabilities and their own sort of facial anatomy to be able to deliver those kinds of dramatic results that still look incredibly natural and just really restore a younger version of themselves.
So how easy is it to incorporate Emface into your practice? And do you offer a lot of support for people doing it?
So we're really excited actually about the after sales support that we offer, and we've recently made a few adjustments actually to enhance that experience for our customers. But actually one thing that we have always been, has always been a huge priority for BTL is our clinical training. And we have a large team of clinical trainers that are based across the UK, and they are your kind of go-to. They're dedicated to each clinic, and they are your go-to for obviously the initial training, but also ongoing training for any new team members or refresher training for the original team. And for Emface, the training typically takes 2 to 4 hours depending on how many people we're training that day. So it's a fairly efficient training process, and one that most of our practitioners will invite the full team to, either the reception team or front of house team, just so that everyone has a really great understanding of how this treatment works. We also have invested quite heavily in our after sales journey for customers once they bring on a device, to really help them with the integration and to sort of help with that success of the success of the device in the clinic. So we have recently started working with the amazing team at Ignite Growth since the beginning of this year. They are an amazing digital marketing agency, and together we have built a bespoke digital campaign that each of our customers purchasing Emface will be able to bring on board. And this is a robust journey that really takes them from the day that the device gets installed up to 3 months following, so that we're with you every step of the way and really helping to drive new leads into the practice, so that you have a waiting list of patients ready to go as soon as that device is ready. The way we do this is we have a photo shoot. We do a professional photo shoot at the practice, and we then put that all together in some Meta, so Facebook and Instagram ads that drives new leads over to you at the practice. And then we also work with your existing patient database to implement a email campaign to your existing patients. So really kind of take that guesswork out of the launch, and follow a very proven strategy that we've fine-tuned over the last 6 months, to enable huge success for you when you're bringing on that device. And something that is quite new to the BTL team in the UK, but something we're super excited about, is our new practice success department. So this is a team of practice success managers that will be working closely with each practice, and they'll be helping on kind of more like the business side. So whereas we have our clinical team to help you on that more education and kind of hands-on protocols. The practice success are really there to help you with your marketing. Maybe it's your consultation training or how to handle abstractions, but really helping you to fine-tune your patient journey so that you're maximizing on the patient results, but also on your business results. In addition to all of that, we have an amazing service team and a network of drivers that really are just phenomenal at making sure any queries are handled quickly, and getting you the support that you need as quickly as possible to the practice.
Great, so it's the whole package really. Okay, well, to summarise, what are the most important points for dental practices to consider when looking to grow their facial aesthetics business with a device like Emface?
Well, I would say one of the biggest points to consider is with Emface, you have an extremely innovative, clinically backed device, and it's really there to supercharge your patient outcomes without the need for any needles or injectable work. So when you're looking to grow your practice, I think one of the key things is a device that is hands-free and delegible, because that way you are not having to give up any of your valuable time in the dental chair, but you can really delegate these types of treatments to somebody else in the practice. And I think that is super important, because ultimately to grow your practice, you want to have multiple different revenue streams. I think also incorporating the device, if this may be your first energy-based device, that's going to be something you really want to consider, and working with a partner that has already kind of maybe done the guesswork for you, like I was saying before, and has a tried and tested formula is, I think, a very good way to go, because there's so many moving parts with a practice, and you really want to make sure that when you're bringing in a new device to your business, that you have every sort of step of that process really mapped out. And I would say relationships for us at BTL are super important. We're really committed to fostering long-term relationships with our partners, and as I was saying before, the practice success team are really there to help support you on that journey. So any questions you may have and any support that you may need along the way, you would have a dedicated person from our team to be your point of call. So really, I think those are the three main things: making sure that you have, the most outstanding technology for your practice, a really clear map or a road path of how you're going to be implementing that, and just the safety and kind of comfort to know that if you have any issues, you have a really robust and experienced team there to help you.
That's great. Well, Sandy, thank you. That was all really interesting, and thanks very much for your time. It was great to talk to you.
It's really great to speak to you as well, Patrick. Thank you.